Hello and welcome to David Galata Book Dreamer. I'm David Galata, author of Crew of Ganges and Clockmaker. And, well, my books come from my dreams. So, hence the name of this channel. Hope you are enjoying. I've got quite a few of them up already, these little vids. And I've been having a good time doing that. Every now and then, I miss a week or things like that. Now that happens. Life intervenes quite often. It's interesting. Um, but here I am in the below decks, deep in the outer bulkheads. So that's where all the pipes are. And I'm just at the moment been thinking about something that I hear sometimes from people when they ask me, am I doing what I was meant to do? And I decided to make that the topic of today. How do you tell that you're doing what you're meant to do? And for me, this has a few different approaches. And the first question I would have is, what do you mean by meant? Who meant for me to do anything? One can say God, and okay, one could say, you know, um, your country. You could say, humanity. You could say your family. There's a lot of things where people say, well, you weren't meant to do this, you were meant to do that. And that means they want you to do something rather than something else. And where this really comes from is that I have been in gallery as an artist. I've been a oil painter for decades, mostly self-taught, though I did go to college for a few years and, well, was dismissed for insubordination, amongst other things. So, yeah, it was a rough rough time, but it was good. It was good. It's like paying you. Uh, and what ends up happening is that people get very attached to the idea that I'm a painter. I'm an artist. I do drawings and paintings. And some of those people might be disappointed that I'm not pursuing that full time anymore. And I'm not. I'm not even selling my works anymore. Mainly because the art world and its practices were too abusive. Um, any artist who sits there and says, "Well, at least I'm not involved in the commercial arts," as if that's a bad thing. I would say that the gallery world is far more commercial than even PepsiCo. So no, sorry. You guys are just as commercial as anybody else. And what you're doing is you're creating works for a particular extremely wealthy clientele who want very specific things for their own purposes. And you're saying, yes, please, can I have some more money? So no, let's dispense with the nonsense here. Um, so I really had had enough of the whole art world in general and the way works of art are treated, the way buyers treat artists, the way galleries treat artists. It's not really very pleasant. Um, and it has shocked people who have come with me on that journey, just shocking. And it is shocking. And that shocking abuse in my point of view, it is a form of abuse, is expected. That's expected. You're expected to be abused as an artist. Okay. Uh, and I had more to do. I decided to start writing books. And, well, let's face it, as an artist, I get to make my own covers. I've always been a storyteller, and I like to think that my artwork tells stories. But there were some stories that my paintings could not tell. And some of those stories were really, really important to me. So, with the help of a friend of mine, hey Alfred, uh, I was able to begin my new career as a science fiction, fantasy, speculative fiction writer, and have seen some small success. But hey, success. I have readers who love my work. I have fans of my work. I have people who buy my new book the minute it comes out, even though they haven't finished the last two. Okay, that's success. That means people like my style. They like what it is I'm writing about. They're intrigued by the themes that I have. And that's really great. But there's always those people, kind of like I used to make incense, gourmet incense, self-burning powders, sticks, cones, that kind of thing. And people love that. They love my catalog. They really enjoyed it. I was in several stores. I had distributors across the nation, and that collapsed with a very bad personal thing that happened called a divorce. Uh, yeah, that really does that really is the snow plow of your life. It really clears the field. And a lot of people were upset that I became an artist because I wasn't making my incense anymore. Now people are upset that I'm writing because I'm not making the art anymore. You get a theme here. You see this theme. They keep saying, but this was what you were meant to do. And in terms of the art, I can kind of understand because I've been drawing and painting since I was 4. I've also been telling stories since I was 4. Mhm. Telling them, yes. Inventing them, yes. But not writing them down. At 4, you know, it'd be amazing, and we didn't have laptops or pads or tablets or anything like that. This is, back in the day of electric typewriters were swoopy. And seriously. And people say is the art is what I was meant to do because I had a natural talent for it. Meant to do. I don't know. I don't know. Because I seem to have a talent for writing. So could that not also be something I was meant to do? I was apparently very good at making incense. I'm also very good at cooking, and to me the two are related because both involve my nose. Maybe I was meant to be a storytelling artist chef who makes incense. I'm saying, no, come on. Come on, that's 4 full-time careers. Please. No, no, give me a break. Okay? I am a creator. I create. That's what I do. I like creating new things. I don't like rehashing old stuff. I like bringing in something unique, something new, something odd into whatever I'm doing, even if it has elements of classic themes, which also fits cooking and incense very well. But it also contains art and writing, music. Although I'm really not talented with music, I love listening to music. I can't play an instrument to save my life. Uh, Truly, it's bad. You don't want to hear me on a guitar ever. Uh, so what was I meant to do? I am choosing what it is that I love doing now. And whatever it is that I am doing now is something that I'm in love with. If I'm not in love with making incense, I'm gonna fail. Period. I'm gonna fail. If I'm not in love with painting, and I was, I will fail. So right now, I am in love with writing books and telling these stories and making the covers. Kind of combines a lot of things. Maybe this is what I was meant to do. To me, the topic of meant to do is useless. What you are doing now is a choice. What I am doing with my life now is a choice, and that choice is based on what we like to do, what we love to do, what we feel a need to do. And that's the key. You should be doing the things you love. That's what you're meant to do. Talented at it or not. Let's say, you love model building. Well, hey, put up some YouTubes. Show us your skills. Show us what you're doing. Talk about it. Talk about why. What does it mean to you? It doesn't matter if it has some great cosmic purpose behind it. It's something you love to do. And that means most likely you will do it well. And even if you don't have a talent with it, you can learn how to do it well. And this I've seen because I've known people who could not draw to save their lives, can't do a decent stick figure, learn how to do portraits. Yeah, it took them a couple of years. Yes, it did. It took them a lot of hard training, but they did it because it's a skill. So is writing, so is musical instruments. So if I ever fell in love with playing a musical instrument, I suppose I could take a year or two to learn how. I've got other things in the way. Right now, I am so focused on writing books, it's not even funny. I consider the art now a distraction unless I'm making covers. There are some paintings I have up in my studio here, and those paintings will be finished at some point, um, but it's a secondary thing. I have said most of what I have to say. Now it's a matter of saying what I need to say in a different medium. And that is what I am meant to do because I have chosen this as my path. I love the process of writing like I used to love the feel of a brush on canvas. And I still do, but not as much. Right now, I love the feel of the flow of words coming from my keyboard onto my screen. I love editing it, making things tighter, expanding on things, checking for errors, making sure everything's good. I've come to really love even the editing process. Okay. And that means that my books are better written the later on they are. I am planning on doing a second edition of Kuroganji's that is already being enacted now with me and my proofreader. We are re-editing the entire trilogy, the Crucible Spirals trilogy. Why? Because I want it really, really well done. I want it up to this level of where I'm at now. And that's a matter of love. I love the story. I want to tell it well. I want there to be fewer errors in the book. Every book has its errors. I have yet to find a book that didn't have any errors. You know, the grammar fanatics. Okay, whatever, man. If that's what floats your boat, that's great. But you're always going to have errors because nothing in this universe is perfect. So when it comes to Ment, I am deciding what it is that my life means by freeing myself from what other people think I should be doing. Because they don't know. They don't know. They have no idea what it is that whatever higher powers may exist have decided, well, this is what Dave's going to do with his life. They don't know. People act like they know. I find that very irritating. Uh, I don't even know. So I'm picking and choosing depending on what I love to do. And personally, I think everyone should do the same. I think this would be a much better world. Uh, if you're going to do this, don't worry about money. You're not going to make a lot of money. You're not going to get rich. Everyone is so obsessed with getting rich. I've met a lot of rich people, especially in the arts. I have met a lot of wealthy people. They are not necessarily happy people. They're not necessarily good people. They're not necessarily well put together people. Some of them are lunatics. Okay. And some of them are just miserable. Okay. So much for money. Uh, Money is not the end all. And if it is to you, that's great. Go make your money. If that's what you want to do, be part of an investment firm or something. Get into money directly. But if you have a love in your life, like you love photography or you love, making little statues or you love, playing the saxophone, then that's what you should be doing. That love comes through in whatever it is that you're doing. And that love is your guide to what you were meant to do. So there's my advice for you. Don't chase dollars at the same time that you're chasing your love. Uh, it, that shouldn't be part of the equation. It shouldn't be part of the expectation. I'm going to make $1 million writing books. Oh no. No, 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 no. It don't work that way. Not unless you're already wealthy and a celebrity or a politician. Then sure, but not unless those things are there. Unless you're well connected, that's not going to happen. Okay. Same thing with the arts. Same thing with music. Come on, you all know this. The rags to riches story is so rare that it's along the line of lottery winners. Think about that for a minute, okay? Because that's basically what it is. So don't worry about the dollars, okay? You can always get a little 9 to 5. You always get a job to help support it. You could always find people to help support you and your work. There are other ways of doing this. There are many, many ways of doing this. Please, nothing illegal, okay? But do what you need to do to support the thing you love, and it will flourish. And that is what you're meant to do. That's how I feel about that. Hope you've enjoyed this little chat. I've enjoyed making it. And I will hopefully see you next week right here on David Galata Book Dreamer. And please share this around. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And please feel free to leave comments. And if you can, give me a like and, subscribe if you haven't. That would help me tremendously. I'd really like to see those numbers go up. All right. Y'all take care and happy reading, everyone.